Hi YouTube, welcome to Aurelia's Bibliothèque. I am going to be reading from this book today. Just to give you a little background on me as an author, my name is Dr. Carlisle, and I write a little bit here, I write a little bit there, mostly poetry and fiction, maybe a little nonfiction, but I wanted to share this particular book today. It's called The Bargain by Frances Ray. And this is a book that's very dear to my heart because this is actually the very first historical romance book that I ever read. And I read it when I was around 18 years old. And I believe this is the only historical romance novel that Frances Ray has ever written. So here's the spine information. I think she mostly writes contemporary. But this is one that I really liked, and it follows the story of the main character, whose name is Alexandria, and Thorn. And Alexandria has a pet wolf. And one thing that I love in historical romances is scenes that are really, really true to real life. Being a romantic, some aspects that you can kind of draw from are really, really interesting, especially as I grew into a woman. So I'm going to read a small segment of this book, and it's a little bit of a stereotype that, single women think is true before they get into like a marriage or a long-term relationship, a serious relationship. And I'll just read it and share this with you guys. So I'm going to start reading on page 170. So here we go. From one second to the next, Thorn was awake. Morning sun filtered through the partially drawn drapery. A sweeping glance of the room confirmed what he already felt. Alexandria was gone. Cursing his stupidity, he drew back the covers and got out of bed. He didn't need two guesses to know where she'd gone riding. Well, she wouldn't be able to go off again. This time, when she came back, all of her clothes would be in his room. He smarted because twice she had managed to leave his bed without his knowledge. It was a good thing he had retired from his work for Her Majesty's Spymaster 4 years ago. He had definitely lost his edge. He strode into her room and stopped. Alexandria lay in the middle of her bed, her body curled into a ball, her tawny hair spread over her pillow. Thorn relaxed. He climbed into bed with her and drew her to him. Warm lips brushed across her ear. She melted, then tried to burrow deeper into the covers. Thorn smiled in return. Perhaps he should be a gentleman and let her sleep. They'd made love for most of the night, and each time had been more powerful than the last. And each time Alexandria had met him with an eagerness and desire that made him want her as he had no other woman. He kissed her again. He'd never said he was a gentleman. Alexandra's eyes opened. She smiled and blinked. Then her eyes widened. Grabbing the sheet, she scooted away. "What are you doing in here?" "I might ask you the same thing," Thorn said. "I went to sleep with you in my arms and woke up to find you gone." Her gaze snapped up toward his chest, dusted with swirls of black hair. "It's daylight." "So it is." Thorn reached for her and she scooted away again. "It's indecent. What if the servants come in? No one would dare set foot in either of our rooms without knocking or being summoned." "Thorn, it's daylight." Slowly, gently, he pulled the sheet from her hands. "There's no rule that a man and a woman have to make love only in the dead of night. I'm not sure this is right." "I am." His eyes ran the length of her body. "I can't think of anything more right." His lips touched hers, and he pressed her into the mattress. And this is from The Bargain by Frances Ray. Thank you for coming to my channel. Auf Wiedersehen.